This episode of Twin Speaks contains spoilers.
Hello and welcome to Twin Speaks for Sonic the Hedgehog, our 50th episode.
Woo!
We did it.
We got to 50. It only took us 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years of inconsistency.
Yeah, I mean, the first bit, it was like, we did one, and then like another one a week and a half later or something, and then it was like months.
Yeah.
A month gap between each one.
Well, that's how you really build momentum. You do it infrequently.
Yeah. That's pretty much the key, I think.
To what?
I mean,
No followers?
hey, if we did it...
This is the key to 100 Instagram followers right here.
Yeah.
50 episodes over 2 years. If you're 50 in 1 year, that's far too fast.
That's way too fast. No, wait. How many
There's
weeks are in a
52
year?
weeks.
52 weeks. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
skip 2 weeks?
Yeah, I guess.
2 bye weeks.
Yeah, 2 bye weeks. Yeah.
We take a lot of bye weeks.
We take every other week's a bye week.
We did... This last one, I guess, is a bye week.
Sort of.
Sort of.
We're sort of in
Week and a
between
half.
bye weeks.
What?
I said we're in between bye weeks.
Yeah, true. If we did one every week, so if we did the 50 in less than 2 years, hey, maybe we would be much more successful.
Really, there's no way.
Maybe
to
we would have 200 Twitter followers. I mean, that's a big jump.
That is a jump. That is double.
Yeah.
Well, why stop there?
What?
Why not 201?
Oh, Andrew.
202.
It's a little too high.
I don't know how to manage that many followers. I don't know how to manage that many people.
Well, you don't
Period.
manage any of those followers.
Yeah, I don't.
Yep.
And I am keen to keep it that way.
Yeah, right. How many Twitter or Instagram followers do you have on your account?
I have 3 times as many as we have on the Instagram account.
You only have 300?
I have 370 something.
I think I only have 300 too. We're not.
Why did you say it like
wide
that?
of a-
Why did you say like you only have 300? I mean, I had more than you. I'm looking right now.
Are you looking at what mine is?
Yeah.
God.
Oh my god. You have 2 more than me.
Oh, damn.
I'm at 371. You're at 373.
Fuck yeah.
Oh,
Suck
that's no
shit.
good.
You could. Damn, I've never felt so good.
That sucks.
This is the only. This is
Why
what
do
it
all
must
your
have.
Instagram posts have weird backgrounds?
Don't know. This is what it must have felt like to come out 2 minutes earlier.
It doesn't.
I think this is what a firstborn feels like.
No, being firstborn is when the best what it feels like is if you're in like an elevator and you really need to fart and you fart, but it's both silent and doesn't smell.
What?
And you're like, yeah, I really got away with one. That's what being born first feels like.
No way.
Well, I just described it for you, and you'll never know. So,
Oh, yeah. I have no way of knowing. I mean, I've farted in an elevator and it's been silent.
it's definitely been smelly though.
Was it silent? I don't know. I'm hard of hearing. So.
Is there a lot of people in the elevator?
No. Yes. Yes.
It's a yes or no question. Elevators only hold so many people.
Hold on, let me count.
It was either you and one other person or nobody.
It was me and
7 of your closest friends.
no. Okay, anyway.
Yeah, this gets sad.
We watched Sonic. We watched Sonic for our 50th episode.
Which is a
and-
real bummer.
Oh man, I didn't realize something was playing on my phone.
That's really
I was like,
unprofessional.
what the fuck was
Yeah.
that? Yeah, we watched Sonic for our 50th episode.
It's weird being in a theater and you look
With
around.
a bunch of dads.
It's all dads. It's all dads and kids.
Yeah, I think there was
Did you
one
see,
mom.
There was the when we were waiting in line to get candy. There was the 2 kids in front of us,
Yeah,
and then there was the dad, and he was paying.
yeah.
And at one, I was watching the cashier the whole time. The cashier or the ticket person was also like just standing behind the thing, talking to this dad, but also just like kept glancing down at what the kids were doing the entire time. And it's because the kids were climbing up on top of this thing to pull out the very, very top gift card. And one pulled it out, and they were like, they had to be like 6 or something like that, or 7. Pulled one out. And then, like, elbow bumped the other one, and she was like, oh. She was like, I got it from right there. And the other one just, like, climbs up. And you could see the cashier go, like, what are they doing? And he's just trying to pay. He's like, you can see him, like, doing the tap thing where it doesn't work, so he taps it again. But he's doing it too quickly, so it doesn't work. So he just keeps tapping. And he's like, what do you mean? And he's like, no, what are they doing? What are they doing? They keep grabbing the gift cards. What are they doing? And he's like, girls, hands yourself. Yeah. And they both just like put it back.
Well, and then the one was like struggling to put it back in.
Yeah,
like she was
barely
like,
pick it up in
really
the first
trying.
place. Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, and then those kids, like, one of them grabbed like the Harley Quinn popcorn holder that looks like a hammer.
I looked over and I was like, he's gonna hit him in the head. And sure enough, 2 seconds. Well, not even like I didn't even finish the thought, and he goes poop. He just smacked the other kid in the head.
Yeah, a lot of dads. Big dad movie.
Big dad.
A lot of dad energy. Pretty much.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, do you want to do some
Big
news
dog
first and
dad
then
energy.
big to what?
Nothing.
Freaking big dog, bro.
I'm a big dog dad. Better G. I don't know what voice that was.
Dog
Forget
in the
about
dog
it.
house. Dog
There we
in the
go.
dog.
What? Dog in the dog house. Dog.
Is that the song? I don't remember.
What did you say?
That was it. That's what I was singing.
Dogs in the dog.
Dogs in the dog, yeah.
I don't know what it's from now.
Okay. The new Wes Anderson, the newest Wes Anderson film titled The French Dispatch has gotten its first trailer. Did you watch that one?
I did.
What'd you think?
I have no idea.
Really?
It doesn't make any sense. Nothing makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a film about Bill Murray being a like tourist who bought this newspaper as like a hobby.
Yes.
And then now he just runs it full time.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of goes through all the different writers for his newspaper.
So, like, the synopsis says the film has been described as a love letter to journalists set at an outpost of an American newspaper in a fictional 20th century French city. Centering on 3 storylines, it brings to life a collection of tales published in a French Dispatch based in a fictional French city. The film is inspired by Anderson's love of the New Yorker.
Oh.
That's interesting. That seems very specific.
For a thing called The New Yorker, and he went like, what's that sound like? French Dispatch.
No, the Old Yeller.
That's not the opposite of a Yorker.
Yeah?
No.
Yeah,
it's a terrier.
No.
The old terrier. The New Yorker. The old terrier.
Yeah, but I was thinking like Yorker isn't a sound. Like you make a York.
It just made me think of an egg.
Yeah.
That's a yolk.
What's the
I
opposite
guess
of
if
a
you
York?
can't pronounce ours.
York.
The New Yorker.
The Old Yeller. Yeah. What did you say? The Old
Terrier.
Terrier. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Because is Yorker a dog, or am I thinking
A Yorkie?
Yeah. Yeah, whatever. Okay, continue.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say the cast list for this is pretty wild. It's like, do you want me to read them all?
No, because
It's way too many people. It's kind of insane. It feels like it's a little overwhelming.
It is
amount of
overwhelming. It's
people that are in
overwhelming
it.
watching this trailer, expecting people to show up, and you're just like waiting like 2 minutes into this trailer, going, "Well, okay, there he is." Like,
Yeah. Yeah, like Timothy Chalamet's in it, Frances McDormand.
right. So you're just gonna read it. That's fine.
No, I'm nitpicky. But it did seem like, yeah, Bill Murray, Owen Wilson, Frances McDormand, and maybe Timothy Chalamet were like main leads in it. But
Yeah.
it's really hard to tell otherwise. So it's directed by Wes Anderson and then written by Anderson, Roman Coppola, Hugo Guinness, and Jason Schwartzman.
Oh, that's funny.
That's kind of interesting. But It looks. I mean, it's hard not to just expect it to look like a Wes Anderson movie. Like, there's nothing really like what's the word? There's like no mystery about what's it gonna look like. Like, I'm sure if someone was like, oh, he has a new movie coming out, imagine what that's gonna look like. It's like, well,
this looks like
pretty easy.
This looks like a Wes Anderson movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I saw one comment about like every movie looks more like a Wes Anderson movie than the last. You know what I mean? So like everybody goes, this is a Wes Anderson movie. It's like, well, everybody said that about the last one.
Yeah.
But that's also true. It feels like that's true
one?
too. Isle of Dogs. Yeah.
Oh.
Did you see that?
No.
I did. It was good. It was fine. It was again.
And that's our review of Isle of Dogs.
It again, like, kind of overwhelming about how many people are in it, because there's a lot of like famous voice actors and stuff in it.
Right.
But yeah, I thought it looked cool. It's
cool.
a little confusing to like figure out what's actually going on.
Like, I'm still excited. To see it.
I'm excited about it too. And then we got another trailer, or first trailer, for A24's forthcoming feature, The Green Knight, starring Dev Patel and Alicia Vikander, Joel Edgerton, Barry Keoghan, Sean Harris, and Kate Dickey. Did you see this one?
I did see this one. This one looks really cool.
Incredibly stylized. Again, talking about
Wes
Anderson. This looks really, really stylized. It's directed by the guy who did A Ghost Story.
Right.
His name's David Lowery.
Right.
And apparently it's like based on the Green Knight, like the Sir, what's his name? Gawain, I guess.
Who's
story,
that?
Which is like an old Arthur or King Arthur
It's
story.
like, I thought it was like a short story, like a poem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently there's even a Tolkien translation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which
That's
is cool.
Yeah.
I've never read this. Georgia was telling me that she read it for class, but I mean, I never had any class where we had to read this.
No, I love the look of the trailer. Like,
Yeah,
it looks
so
really cool.
Yeah, so the trailer looks incredible. I mean, like the first opening scene of that trailer, like it shows Dev Patel sitting in this like kind of throne, and then just like that fire being lowered onto his head.
Right.
Is incredible. I'm really excited about it being like a very fantastical sort of look like that it has. I think the idea of like Dev Patel being in a movie like this is awesome.
Yeah,
It looks really, really cool.
I'm reading the Wikipedia on it.
On the story or the...
J.R.R. Tolkien called him the most difficult character to interpret in the introduction of his edition of Sir Gawain and the Green Knight.
Yeah.
Cool.
So the Green Knight is supposed to be like this green being that lives somewhere. And so like in the bit of the trailer, it shows Dev Patel kind of like, it looks like people are sort of like pushing him to be, you know, like a king or some sort of, because he's like the nephew of King Arthur.
Right.
And so they're like pushing him into royalty, but then he seems reluctant to sort of do that. And then it shows him like facing off with this Green Knight, and it shows him at the end. And I mean, if you haven't seen the trailer, like and I would just watch it.
Yeah.
But it looks incredible. It's such a really, 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 really nice looking movie.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. That comes out May 29th, so not that far away.
No. Where was it on? Or is it in theaters?
Yeah, it'll be in theaters.
Cool.
Distributed by A24, and it's produced by Braun Studios, which is a Vancouver studio.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But yeah, pretty cool cast list too. Sean Harris and anything is cool. Joel Edgerton.
Cool. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then cinematographer Yaron Blaskik, maybe, who was the cinematographer for The Lighthouse with Robert Eggers. He's reuniting with Eggers for the movie The Northman, which is Eggers' new movie. So it's written and directed by him and Icelandic poet and novelist Sjón. Novelist, sorry.
I thought it was like an Icelandic thing. I was like, ooh. From the fjords, he's a novelist.
But it has Anya Taylor-Joy, Willem Dafoe, Nicole Kidman, Alexander and Bill Skarsgård, and Claes Bang.
Cool.
So it'd be cool to see.
Aaron Taylor-Joy, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, I like him.
Or Anya Taylor-Joy. Sorry, not Aaron. What's
Well,
the other
I
one?
hate her.
Aaron. I know who you're thinking of.
Johnson.
Aaron. Yeah, right.
What's her name? Anya?
Yeah, Anya Taylor-Joy.
Oh, right. Okay. She was the one that was in Glass and.
Yes.
No, not sorry. Yeah, Glass.
Yeah, I think she was. She was in some other movie that just came out. But I guess so. He was supposed to be directing Nosferatu, not Nosferatu. Oh, maybe it was. He was supposed to be directing some big movie that he had written a script for, and then apparently she was supposed to be the star or like the lead in it, and then it got annexed or whatever, and so apparently he's like moved on to this.
Oh, cool.
It's not Nosferatu. I can't remember now what it was. I'm sure someone knows. But anyway, there's no like.
I'm sure somebody knows.
There's no
Me
release
too.
date or anything, but it sounds like they're starting filming soon.
Cool.
Which is really cool. The Lighthouse was amazing, so it's really cool to see because I think it's the same cinematographer that did The Witch as well.
Oh, cool.
So it's cool just to see them like continuing to work together. And then Matt Reeves released the first look at the Batman.
Yeah.
With Rob Pattinson.
Rob Pattinson.
Yeah.
Pattinson.
Rob Pattinson.
Rob Pattinson.
What did you think of it? The
I
costume.
well, you can't tell shit from that thing except that the bat symbol is clearly a gun.
Yeah, that's
Hell yeah.
what it looked like. But it's weird because like there's like the other picture of the costume where he's like on the motorcycle.
Still a gun.
Yeah, you think so?
It looks just like a gun.
He's got like spikes all over his arm and shit.
Yeah, I think that's not like the finished suit. I think that's like early suit.
Cool.
'Cause I think this movie's based off of year 1, maybe year 2, and also Long Halloween, like loosely.
Yeah, because is it?
So he's got like his first suit, and then he's gonna go, "Oh, this isn't enough," and then he's gonna maybe get rid of the spikes, and then maybe they'll be like leather.
Oh,
Or what's stronger than leather?
pleather.
A pleather suit.
No, wait, diamonds.
Would that be too shiny?
Like
we
a
need
black-
something dark. Yeah.
Oh,
Black
coal.
diamonds.
Yeah,
Black diamonds. Yes, coal. Yeah. The perfect, most valuable item there is, also black. Yeah, he'll need, I think his final suit would be just a coal suit without spikes. And with 2 giant coal
Yeah.
for eyes. Yeah. No, I think this is like the first suit. But like, yeah, we get a better look on that leaked image.
Because what was the what story was the one where he's like on the dirt bike?
Oh, that's year 0. Yeah, 0 year.
Yeah, right.
Hell yeah. Oh, that no, it doesn't really look like it.
Doesn't really look like it because that's very like apocalyptic, like everything's very grown over. This one, it just looked like he had a cool bike.
Yeah.
There's like the one. I mean, it looks like a stunt.
It is a stunt guy.
Yeah.
But his bike is just like a bike, but with like a bat. Like
Yeah.
The
like
wind.
wings coming out of the side of it.
Not
Yeah.
the side, just the front.
Because there's like the
It's got like 2 little horns.
there's like a clip I saw on Twitter, and it was like him riding the bike, and then he gets to like the end of the mark and he falls over.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, they're still working on it.
Yeah. I was like listening to a podcast and they were talking about it, and they were like, just by the way, he fell over. And I was like, oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, good for him. Yeah, so I guess like, I mean, we've had like the finalized cast list for this and everything. Do you know who everybody's playing? It's cool to see Paul Dano in here.
They haven't really announced everybody.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, they've announced most of the actors, but like not what they're playing.
On Wikipedia, it just says that Zoe Kravitz is Catwoman.
Yeah.
Paul Dano as the Riddler. Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah, that's sick.
John Turturro
Right.
as Carmine Falcone. Peter Sarsgaard as Gil Coulson, which is, I think, an attorney or something.
Right.
Jamie Lawson as Bella Real. Andy Serkis as Alfred, and Colin Farrell as the Penguin.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah, that comes out like it's still like a year and a bit.
Yeah, it's like mid 2021, I think, or something like that. Yeah,
it's pretty wild. Like it's still a long ways.
It's a really long ways away. I'm really excited for it though, especially now that we're getting like stuff. I was listening or reading something, and they said they released that video of the suit because they knew that it was going to get leaked.
I was just thinking that. I was going to.
They
ask
probably
you that.
like were like scouting out filming and being like, this is gonna. They're gonna be able to tell where he is. Like,
well, I mean, they probably saw some of these people like there and stuff. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, let's just put it out. We'll do it ourselves. That makes sense.
Yeah.
The Safdie brothers and Nathan Fielder team up for a Showtime comedy series titled The Curse. Did you see this?
Yeah, that was a comedy. And it seems like the most like
Nathan Fielder thing.
Yeah, like the fact that these three guys are getting together, you're like, yeah. Like, no thanks.
No, you're not into it?
No, I think it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
But I also just don't.
It'll be
it's gonna be very uncomfortable.
Yeah. It's like the three most
uncomfortably cringy people alive.
Yeah, that make great things.
Yeah. What was the Starbucks thing that he originally got big for?
Oh,
it was a fake Starbucks.
Yeah.
What was it called though?
Wasn't it just like fake Starbucks or something?
Yeah, maybe it was. No, I think you're right. I think it might have been like fake Starbucks or something like that.
Yeah. He went to
he ran it for a while. Yeah, I knew that. I thought he was from Victoria.
No, I think he's from like. Oh, maybe he is. I don't remember.
Who knows?
Andrew, your phone isn't in your lap anymore. You're not gonna check.
It's down there. I dropped it.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, right. There.
I tried to pick it up with my feet.
I mean, I guess I could, but I have the thing.
Keep slipping out of my socks.
So let's see.
Get it.
Can I get it before you actually pick it up?
Get it.
No, he's from Vancouver.
Shoot.
No, there we got it. We got it, Andrew.
Okay.
It's okay. We got it.
Okay, one sec.
Okay.
Do I need to touch anything?
No. Talk a little bit?
No.
Okay.
That's good. Everything's fine. I've checked it on my own. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. And then what was the last piece of news here? Oh, Jessica Chastain and Eddie Redmayne to star in thriller titled The Good Curse, which just got
Good
bought
Nurse
by.
That's a typo. It's definitely Netflix. A Good Nurse.
The Good Nurse. Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah. I just looked this up. Yeah, right. I was like, it's not The Curse, and you were very confident too.
Yeah.
If you started like, even if I let you finish reading, I would have been like.
Well,
maybe.
And I even read like the article on it, and so I know that it's about like the serial killer who was a nurse.
Yeah.
Not a curse.
Yeah. Maybe he was cursed. He's killing people.
Yeah. He's being haunted by a ghost.
And he has to kill people to suffice its appetite.
Oof.
That's it. Anyways, Eddie Redmayne, huh?
So it's about the pursuit of a nurse who was regarded as the most prolific serial killers in history.
Yeah.
Who was known as the Angel of Death, who killed over 300 people over 16 years, spread across 9 hospitals.
Yeah.
What really bugged me about this article was like it has 300 as a numeral, so like 300, and then it says 16 as in 16, but then it says spread across 9.
Why'd you call it a numeral?
I meant number.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know. I'm having a stroke.
Yeah.
This near beer is really getting to me. Yeah.
First you call her Jessica. Then it's The Good Curse. Now you're calling it numerals.
Anyway, I won't finish what I was going to say.
Like, in my head, I was waiting for you to finish talking because I was like, well, maybe he meant like the Roman numeral for 300, and then you just said 300, and I was like, that's normal. That's a number.
All I was gonna say is that then they wrote 9 as in like a word.
Oh my god, I'm so far past that right now. Like you said numeral really threw me off.
Anyway, Darren Aronofsky's gonna produce it.
Very good for him. Maybe he knows how the difference between a number and a numeral. I can't believe you said numeral.
Okay. Do you want to talk about the movie?
I've never even used numeral in a sentence.
Roman numeral?
That is literally yeah, but it only counts if you add Roman. Otherwise, it's just numeral. Just sounds like you mispronounced number.
Wait, just what I did.
Yeah. Yeah, Sonic.
All right. Yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog. It's pretty wild that like this. Okay, the one thing I was expecting was more people like us were gonna go see it. Maybe this is because we went and saw the 11:45 a.m.
That's what really threw me is that I was like, there's nobody in this theater. Like it's gonna be completely empty, and it was like a significant amount of people for 11:45 on a Sunday.
There was a lot of people there. I mean, like
it wasn't like a lot, but like it was more than I thought.
I would say, out of all the people that were there, I think we were the only ones without kids.
I don't think so.
I didn't see anybody else.
It was dark.
I didn't see anybody else.
I literally couldn't see anybody else. Some guy kept laughing. Cursed.
Okay.
There was one dude who laughed the entire film. And you know what? It actually did make it funnier. I think there was something about it that actually made me laugh.
Well,
because he just like had such a over the top comedic laugh. It would be just some stupid joke, and you'd be like, "Ha ha! Whoa!"
And then he'd go,
yeah, he would always cough after.
Yeah, and it was like there was the time where you were like, "Oh, he'll cough now," and then he started laughing, and he goes, It was like, "Oh man."
Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah, he laughed at a lot of stuff. He laughed at a lot of the Jim Carrey stuff.
But he laughed at every joke. Well, to be fair, Jim Carrey's hilarious in this movie.
Yeah, true.
The bit where he's like, "What am I, an imbecile?" Just like it was so like unexpected because up until that point he's just being Jim Carrey. Yeah, and then he does that, and you're like, I think I literally went.
Yeah, I snorted.
But he just plays Grinch Jim Carrey in this. Yeah,
that's true because there's like the dancing thing, and he's very, very like not flamboyant, but like cartoonish. He's just like flailing kind of around and stuff. So broad strokes before we sort of get into it, what did you think of the movie?
I thought it was fine.
Yeah,
I thought it was fine. I think the audience score that it's getting is like super indicative, or I think it's totally what it is. Like I think it's fun, and I think it's what you expect it to be.
Yeah.
I think that, and you and I kind of talked about this before, is that like one of the podcasts we were listening to that was reviewing this, they were, I think, harder on it, but from a very different perspective. And I think we'll kind of talk about some of this stuff after. But yeah, I thought it was great. I thought it was like fun in the same way that like Marvel movies are fun. Like, you know what's going to happen in a Marvel movie. They're not breaking new ground with any of this shit. And this was like very much the same thing. It's got a start, a middle, and an end, and you could plot out almost exactly what it's supposed to be. But
that being said, I think it did all of that well.
Yeah, totally.
Like, okay, so, I mean, yeah, I liked it too. I think broad strokes, I enjoyed it. Like, I thought some of it was funny. It had a beginning, middle, end. I thought it was well made, despite all of the sort of weird stuff with the animation in the beginning.
Right.
I was expecting it to be a train wreck, and it really wasn't that at all. It was a well-made movie. So, yeah, I thought it was going to be way worse than it was, especially all that stuff that was happening before. And I was expecting there to be like more people there, I guess, that were maybe seeing it because of that as well. But when I was even like looking at some of the reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, like the audience reviews, almost every single one of them was positive. It was really hard to find negative ones because I think just people liked it. It was like, I mean, I wasn't expecting it to be a kids movie, maybe.
I don't think it was, but it wasn't like the humor is very like PG.
Yeah. There was maybe like a handful of, dad jokes. Jokes in the sense that like it's for dads. Kind of thing, not so much as it's like a dad joke.
The weird stuff in this movie is like obviously the ads.
Yeah.
The Olive Garden one's weird. It wasn't nearly as bad as I think everybody was making it out to be. It was like,
that was funny.
When you're here, you're family. Or when you're at Olive Garden, you're family. Or something like that. And I was just like, oh, that was weird and shoehorned in. But like, that was it. It was just, that was it. And then the Zillow one, too.
Yeah, that one was weird.
Yeah, that one was weird. They hung way too long on that one.
The most subtle one, I think, was the Toyota one.
Yeah, because he drives to Tacoma and you see it. But there's like a couple scenes where he's like pulling out where you're like, yeah.
Well, I mean, like, it was like it looked like it was brand new, you know, like he was driving this like brand new Toyota Tacoma and it was like the TRD or whatever one it was. But then it's like, he's a small town cop, like.
Yeah, but it's a truck, I guess. It's just like brand new truck. Yeah. I think the weird bits of this movie, the bits that were, there's so much like, you really have to sort of like believe in the coincidences that are happening.
It's very coincidental.
Like the one bit is like the cakes and stuff, but like we kind of talked about that and it was like they pull out the cakes in like both in different orientations, but I just believe that she just did that. Like I don't think it's weird.
Yeah,
like,
I
didn't think it would get that upset about it.
I thought it was funny. Yeah. Like she clearly knew what she was doing, kind of thing.
There was something else I lost it, but like
the
bit where they're at the truck stop is funny. I thought because like it's just weird and the whole bit is kind of like odd because he's clearly like I think that was the most like he's interacting with something that's CGI because he's clearly dancing and interacting with himself and that's it.
Yeah,
and the other like people that are around him, but like. There is something that's missing there. And that's like the one time I think I was like, oh, this is weird.
Yeah. That whole scene where he's like doing he's like spinning and then he goes, woo! And it's like, you know, he's just doing it by himself or he's like shooting hoops and stuff. It's just like, oh no, we'll film you having fun. And then
which is like this weird montage thing. Yeah.
That scene was so long.
It is a long scene.
It was just like they went into the bar and then it just carried on for I think too long. Yeah, it was like weirdly long.
Yeah, it was fine. I liked the vehicles and shit, and I thought that whole stuff was funny.
Yeah,
and cool. Like the fact that it just like keeps there's just more and more and more that pop out. What did you think of the humor in this? With specifically with Sonic.
Yeah, I mean, it was like fine.
Yeah,
I thought there was some stuff where I actually thought it was pretty funny, but most of it I think just went over. But I mean, that's the thing. It's like it wasn't it, and I think all the ones that didn't land for me, I could still hear people laughing.
Yeah,
it just didn't land for me.
Yeah,
like,
same.
It's fine. But like I laughed at almost everything Jim Carrey said. I even laughed at a lot of stuff James Marsden said.
Yeah, but his were funny. I thought. I think everybody in this movie was funny, besides Sonic. But even then, like I think I could see the humor in it.
Yeah, I thought Adam Pally was pretty. He was funny for like what he was in. You know, the 30 seconds or whatever.
Yeah.
But I actually didn't think Sonic. Okay. I think Sonic was fine. I liked the animation. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Even like him being all electrical and stuff, I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I think Ben Schwartz was awful.
I didn't like the voice.
No, I thought it was terrible.
Yeah, and I think it just didn't fit. And I don't know what it is about it, but it just didn't feel right. Like I don't know if I was looking for like more like of the straight guy type thing, or if I was looking for like I know that would make it kind of boring with James Marsden, but like maybe more like enthusiastic and goofy but it felt like he was holding off on it.
Yeah.
Which is a weird thing to say for like him playing a character like that, but like that's kind of just what it felt like.
Yeah, true. It kind of felt like it felt like he had one, like he kind of went up to one sort of like level
Yeah, and
then stayed across the entire thing.
Yeah.
So there wasn't any like emotion or anything. It was like that. It was like he's just surprised all the time, and he's just doing that voice.
Some bits,
time.
but like even then he didn't push it, and
No.
it just felt like kind of not monotone, but you know what I mean. Like it was just kind of very like, yeah, you're right. Like he hit a level, and it was just like I'm just gonna keep it at that.
Yeah,
which kind of made it boring.
Yeah. I found I think that's it's terrible in the sense that it was just boring. There was like almost no life to it. Which is like
funny to say because like we just talked about how fine this movie is and how funny and stuff it is, but like literally the worst part of this movie is how boring his voice acting is, which is disappointing because I do really like Ben Schwartz.
Yeah, I mean I like him for the most part.
Plain.
Yeah,
he's very vanilla.
Yeah, that's a good way of describing it. I kind of thought James Marsden's acting style in this was almost like almost as if an actor's on SNL and they're doing a sketch and they're kind of doing the acting where they're like pretty silly. I'm on this sketch.
Oh,
huh?
yeah.
Like he's almost doing that the entire time, and it killed me. It was so funny. He's like,
but just the whole time,
wild,
it's like it's just he just willingly accepts all the events that are happening to him, and it's funny because of that. Like the way he interacts with Dr. Robotnik, despite him being in a flying machine and being an absolute lunatic, which happens at a weird time in the movie, but like I'll talk about that in a second. He just like has all these like one-liners and some of them are really funny, but like it's just weird because he just like openly accepts that this is all happening.
At one point he's like, "Oh, you can talk. How come you can talk?" And he doesn't explain it. And he's like, "Okay, well,
yeah,
cool."
In the bit I was talking about with Robotnik is that like literally in his like lair in his truck, he has like an evil lair type thing going on. And you're like, oh, okay, we've accepted that he's evil. Like he's at first you're just like, oh, he's like a driven mad scientist type thing. Yeah. But he's not evil. But then they just sort of at one point are like, he's evil. Yeah. But he doesn't do anything evil.
No.
He just is evil.
He just is evil. And he wants to do...
I guess he like tries to kill James Marsden. But like,
yeah, but he almost has like... It's like Garfield doesn't actually want to kill John. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's like he's just bad. Yeah. But then I liked all the scenes with Dr. Robotnik and his like assistant.
Mr. Stone or whatever. Yeah. Agent Stone.
Agent Stone.
Yeah.
There's like the bit where he's like holding the lattes. And he's like pans to turn around from him dancing, and he's just going.
Yeah,
he's like,
yeah. There's so many bits with him. He's like surprised about or like just people leaving footprints, and like just that blew his mind. And then there's the bit where he's like back in the truck, but he's just like sitting there going like he's just there as an audience, like he's just like wow, and stuff like that.
Damn.
Yeah. Whoa, that's. Crazy.
You're really smart.
Yeah, you're so smart. Yeah.
And he's like, I just wanted to know if you want a latte. He's like, of course I want a latte.
I love the way you make them. Which was like that got a really big laugh in our theater.
That whole bit about him like doing the VR. Like
I thought it was funny.
It was dinosaur eats his head and he goes, oop.
It's so stupid, but it was just like they just let him loose for a bit, and then they were like, well, just see what he does.
So I read a thing where it said that it was an interview with Jim Carrey, and he said that most of the script that he had, like all the lines that they had written for him, almost none of it actually made it into the movie.
Yeah, I saw that.
So he was just like, they put him in whatever room, and just told him, okay, this is what's happening, go with it. Yeah. And so most of the stuff that's actually in the movie is all improv stuff, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, I did see that. It was like they actually played a bit of that at the beginning of the movie before the movie started.
Oh, where we didn't see? Because we
missed maybe it was like the other movie I went to. Yeah. There was like another movie I went to, and they played a clip about that.
Yeah, right.
And then I guess he said that like he'd go home or something and be like, "Oh, I should have done that" or something like that.
Sure,
like, he had all these like ideas for being weird.
It's good.
I thought it worked.
Yeah.
It worked great. He was amazing in this. He was so funny.
Yeah, he was
Not
very
amazing,
funny.
I should
You're
say,
right.
but, like-
He was doing the Grinch. He like the kind of the
In that scene
angry-
specifically, it was. I only connected it there. The rest of it, he plays Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah.
But like he specifically in that scene, he kind of lets loose a little bit, and you're like, it's the Grinch.
Yeah. What else?
I liked all the. I liked the bit where they like harness his power so that he can fly fast and them going around and stuff. I thought it was funny. I didn't when he's like destroying like monuments. I was like, oh, why you gotta do that?
Yeah. There's like,
but I was like, oh, that sucks.
what was the one where there was like a bit where the first drone, like James Marsden punches Dr. Robotnik, and then the main drone's like inside his house, and it's starting to shoot everything. There was like a bit, as soon as it started shooting, I was like, damn, he's making a big mess.
Yeah.
That's all I could think of.
All I could think of was like, they're going to sell this house. What are you doing?
Oh, yeah. I love that he's got like the San Francisco
I thought it was funny.
I thought it was funny too. He's like,
because he's like, he clearly got it from his wife who is living there.
Yeah.
And
he's like sister-in-law lives there. Yeah.
So it's like, it wouldn't be that surprising, but it is so funny because they reference it later about being skin tight, and it is skin tight. Like he's wearing it in like a kid's t-shirt. And like, at first I was like, man, it's kind of a weird fit. And then they reference it, and I was like, oh, it was intentional.
Yeah.
That's
but
funny.
it's also, again, like the coincidental bit about.
Yeah. There's
like,
just
Sonic
bits written into
his,
it.
like things because he's wearing the shirt. But then it's like, well, that's not really coincidental because like it could be.
Yeah.
He could have been wearing any t-shirt.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it didn't have to say San Francisco. It could have said Green Hills
but
on
it plays
it too.
into the fact that that's how they drop the coins. And
But
stuff,
I mean,
or
like,
the
that's what I'm
rings, sorry.
saying.
Yeah.
What did you think of the sister? I was confused about that.
Why she hated him?
Yeah.
I don't know why she hated him, but she hated him, and also he was a dirty cheater.
I feel like we maybe missed something. Like,
no, I don't. Maybe it's a deleted scene or something because like they don't reference it at all.
It was just confusing. Like the second time it makes sense because like he's like on the news and stuff. They're like, oh,
yeah, that's
he's
fair
like
because he's a
criminal.
terrorist.
But then like,
and that's why they don't let him in the house.
They're like, no, you should divorce him. It's like, what?
But that was like well before. Yeah, I don't know why that.
It was very weird.
Maybe those scenes should have been turned around.
Yeah, maybe. But the kid giving him the shoes was kind of cool.
Yeah, I thought it was nice.
I thought it was nice
because his shoes are beat up, and she was like, "Here, have some shoes."
Yeah, but then like that, I think it's one of the end scenes where the kid's like, she's still tied up, and the kid's just running around the room going, "Gotta go fast." I laughed. That was really
when
funny.
she's like, "At least put my Fitbit in, so I can get some
To get
steps,"
some
and I just cackled. I was like, "Oh, that's funny."
It was a bit funny seeing Ladysmith.
It's is it Ladysmith? I thought it was Courtney Comox.
No,
that's the highway. There.
That was the highway. So there's like the bit where he's in the truck and it's getting like torn to pieces, and the big fight scene there. That's on the way to Courtney Comox.
Right.
But then the town that they're in, Green Hill, wherever,
is Ladysmith.
That's Ladysmith.
That's funny.
Yeah. And there was like bits where I was like, oh, I've been there.
Well,
There's like
I've been through it.
Couple cafes.
Been to it.
No, I've been to Ladysmith.
Okay.
You don't know me.
Pretty good idea.
Yeah, it was cool. And then you said like, I think during the city bit where they're supposed to be in San
kind of looked like
Francisco.
Vancouver, but there was times where I was like,
I looked it up and it is in Vancouver.
Oh, okay. It looks a lot like Vancouver.
Here I wrote down some of like the trivia stuff. Yeah, so it took place in Vancouver, Ladysmith, and Vancouver Island.
Cool.
During October.
They were
so
like
funny.
Ladysmith and also the place near Ladysmith, Vancouver Island.
That's not specifically Ladysmith. Did you know that Tom Holland, Josh Gad, Chris Pratt, Andy Samberg, Bill Hader, Will Forte, Jim Parsons, Charlie Day, and Paul Rudd were all considered for the voice
of Sonic?
Yeah.
I think what was the one that you read there? Bill Hader would have been great.
Bill Hader would have been good. I think that would have been a classic Bill Hader kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think
he might be too nasally though.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Tom Holland would have been good because he's younger, so it would have been that like sort of younger Sonic voice. Because he's only supposed to be like what, like 10,
like 16,
something like that.
Yeah,
because he's young. He's supposed to be young. Yeah, I don't know. I think Andy Samberg would have been weird. Same with like Paul Rudd and Andy Devine is on here too.
Devine. Adam Devine.
Josh Gad. That would have been terrible.
Yeah. Well,
Jim Parsons.
Jim Parsons would have been weird. They made him like dorky. Like
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have too much more to say. Like, I think it's fine. I would go see it. I wouldn't see it again in the theater, but I would definitely like watch this again.
Yeah,
if it was on type thing or it was on Netflix, because it is kind of just a popcorn movie. Like, it's not actiony or any. Well, it is a little bit, but not it's just
overly
fun. That's it.
Yeah, like it had. It reminds me of like those big, again, like Marvel movies or Transformers or like, remember like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles had that big one that like Stephen Amell's in.
Right. Yeah, he plays Casey
Jones. I don't know.
Jones, yeah.
It reminds me of that kind of movie where it's like, it's cool to have those characters in their own movies. And it's cool to see Sonic in a movie like this.
Yeah.
And that's it. It was like a fun movie.
I think it's honestly like
time.
For being what's it called? For being a video game movie, it was one of the better ones because it is so serviceable as a movie. Like it's so like just they did it.
Yep. So do you think because right at the end there they show Tails. And then even in like the beginning bit, they have like whatever species or, whatever alien thing Knuckles is. Do you think those two are now
echidnas?
The what?
The echidnas.
Yeah. Do you think those are in do you think first that they make a second one?
Yes.
Do you think they'll be in the second one then?
Yeah. Probably.
I think it's weird. I mean,
she says something about like, I hope I didn't get to him too late.
Yeah,
so,
and she's like obviously
something else is happening. Tails is a girl, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I don't know.
The dad behind me was like, "Oh, it's Sonic's girlfriend."
I remember that. Yeah. He's like, "It's Sonic's girlfriend." Yeah. I mean, Tails look great. It was cool to see him at the end, or them at the end there.
Yeah.
Because he like did all the flying and stuff. It was pretty cool.
Tails is male.
Really?
Tails was originally planned to be female, but Tails is male.
I did not know that.
Me either.
That's crazy. Yeah. Oh fuck! I was gonna say something. Oh yeah. What do you think of Robotnik like at the end? Of his like final form kind of thing?
I thought it was great when he starts doing the like rock reconnaissance. I just was cackling. I thought it was so funny. He's like full on Robotnik, and they were just like, just let him be Jim Carrey. Yeah. I thought it was great. It was so funny.
Yeah.
He's talking about mushrooms. Got a big ass mustache, and he's just like got this like weird hunchback thing going on. It was great.
Yeah. Do you think so? That other podcast that we were talking about, the one that we listened to, they had said that there was like, it was done on purpose that the other one that was gross and stuff was the mushroom, like kingdom, mushroom planet kind of thing.
Oh.
Do you think that was like a direct reference then to, like, say Mario or something?
No, I don't think so.
And they're sort of making fun of it because it's like, oh, I don't want to go in there.
Maybe. I mean, I don't think so, but like.
Because remember, that was like the big, when.
Yeah, they were the big two.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't
get
it.
I
didn't get that.
I think
either.
that would have been like a really specific reference to a very specific type of person.
Yeah.
That would be so weird to like. I was even reading this interview with the director, and he's like, yeah, we threw a bunch of Easter eggs in, but like some of them are meaningless. Like some of them we just threw in just because like someone on set was like, oh, we should do this. It's like most of it's just has no reference. Right. It's just like something. I don't know. I do think that this movie was good. There was like the dialogue and stuff was fine. I thought his wife was funny and great. And I thought like some of the townspeople were pretty funny. Like there was really nothing in this movie that stood out as being like overly terrible. Good. The only thing, and it wasn't even terrible, was like Ben Schwartz's voice.
Yeah.
It was just fine.
It just wasn't for me.
Yeah. If you could cast someone, who would it be?
I don't know. I think one of the voices you said, like Bill Hader, would be cool. I think Andy Samberg would be fine because it would be like more the other way. Like I think it would be kind of more cartoonish.
Sure. Yeah, he has a very cartoonish, like comedic voice.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Tom Holland maybe, but like Tom Holland has a very vanilla voice as well.
And he's in that new Pixar movie Onward.
Yeah, Onward, yeah.
And it kind of throws me off hearing his voice.
Yeah. So maybe Chris Pratt because he sounds funny in that too. So I don't know. What about you?
Yeah, I think one of those. I think I mean I think I'd be fine with just like Tom Holland or
sure, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It'd be weird because like Ben Schwartz is like he's doing fine.
Yeah,
it just isn't
not,
really for me. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
What would you give this?
I don't know. Like a 3 out of 7, I guess.
Yeah.
Because like you can't really do it critically. Like, do you review something like this critically? It was like it was a well-made movie. Like I think
also to add, the CGI looks amazing in this. I think we touched on it too.
Yeah.
It was, but like I feel bad because like this movie is never gonna make that money back. Although it's pretty close. It's been doing well.
So I mean, we talked about it before, but there's all those theories about it.
No, there's no way. I came back on that. I don't believe that anymore. I think that studio like shut down or something like that.
Yeah. Why would anybody like waste their time doing something like that?
Yeah. I give this, I guess 3 out of 7 as well.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's fine. It is enjoyable despite such a low score, but like also at the same time, I am not going out of my way to see this ever again. And we almost didn't see it in the first place. So
yes, we were very on the fence about seeing this one.
We were like, is this going to be a kids movie? And it was.
Yeah, it was a kids movie. But if you loved, like, again,
I think it was a good video game movie. It was fine. It doesn't really pull a lot of video game stuff out of it. It's honestly more of a superhero movie than anything.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, there was a couple like little things where it was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like that's definitely a Sonic thing. Like the coins when he like smashes into the ground, or even like smashes into like the out of the car
when he rolls into a ball. Yeah,
like all of his coins come out of his little pouch, which I thought was kind of cool. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, 3 out of 7 I think is fine.
Cool.
Yeah, what do you want to do for the next one?
I don't know. We'll have to have a look.
Yeah, I don't know. There's like a couple Netflix ones, I guess, but we'll have to have a look. Anyway,
cool.
Yeah, thanks for listening. This is our 50th episode. Yeah, so if you've been listening or sharing or whatever, like, thanks a lot.
If you're on Apple, if you download your podcast on there, like maybe review or leave,
subscribe, like give us some sort of
leave
feedback.
A rating and review, which sounds weird to say, but
but it helps. I mean, the algorithm. I also put like our new logo because we would have put the new logo on by now on Redbubble if you want like a T-shirt or a sticker or something.
Yeah, I
think we get like 25 cents from those.
Woo!
So yeah,
keep the lights on in the old podcast studio. Keep us replenish our near beers. If we return the bottles, they're about the same.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
What are these, glass? Yeah.
What are these, glass?
What are these?
What are these? Glass?
Coal?
These are made of coal.
Yeah, they're
black. You hold coal long enough.
They're Beck's Colds.
Okay, sign us out.
Yeah, thanks for listening. This is Twin Speaks for Sonic the Hedgehog. And yeah, thanks.
I'm at Andemonium on Instagram. He's at Kid Combo.
There you go.
_ on Twitter at Kid Combo at Instagram on Instagram.
Yep.
And we're at Twin Speaks Pod. On Instagram.
That's right.
And Twitter, or is it at Twin Speaks Pod?
No, it's at Twin Speaks Pod _ on Twitter.
Okay.
Somehow there was another one. It might have been me, and I just forgot.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Thanks for listening. 50
Thanks.
episodes.
50.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.